Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test stream. Today we're going to take a look at the DDMF no limits look ahead limiter. So look, the look ahead part, all that means is here you can set it to look ahead for a couple of milliseconds, and it will try and detect where the peaks are going to be in your file sort of thing, and then pull it back down. It works very well even if you have it set on 0. The more you have it look ahead, the harder the CPU will have to work, but it's still pretty cool. Okay, your ceiling is the important bit. Your threshold, release, and a kind of like a compressy type things. You don't need to understand this stuff. You only need to understand certain bits of it. I don't understand all about compression, limiting, and all the rest of it. Leave that to the mastering engineers. The mastering engineers will tell you that you need to have your mix mastered properly if you want it to be really good. Let me tell you this. It's absolutely true. You do. If you can afford to have your work mastered by a professional, someone who does that, who knows what they're doing, let them do it. And they won't be precious about your work either, because you might want the drums louder here and there, and it just won't get the pros to do it. However, most people can't afford to do that, and most people want to do it themselves, so you can, obviously. So the DDMF No Limits is probably one of the high-end iOS apps, not in price, just in quality, as are their other apps as well, like the EVQ type thing, and the New York compressor. I'll do them all, but I want to do the No Limits for now. Okay, so here we have in our mixer, I've driven this quite hard, okay, so you will see transients and peaks. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I chose this because there's lots and lots of variation in different parts of the track. So we'll just skip through bits and pieces and see what happens to our peak meters here. Just as a point of fact, you will see that I have this burning quite a way past 0.0 dB at 4.16. So we take it down to -5. I've got it set at about +4. And the master is actually set higher than it wants to be as well at 1.49. It's just for the demonstration of the video. So peaks there, both places. It'll be quite sensible now. And then there, and definitely here it'll just freak out. Okay, so lots and lots of peaks and transients and whatever there. Now, of course, if I would apply a limiter to individual tracks, you might want them to be drive them as hard as possible without them going over a certain, without them clipping or distorting. I would normally just apply EQ and compression to a master channel. But for the purposes of this, we're going to use the no limits EQ, so the no limits look ahead limiter. So first of all, our 4.16, that's how far we're driving this. And you would normally want to set this back. However, what we'll do is we'll set our ceiling here at, let's see, let's set our ceiling at, let's set it at 5.1. Because that should now be above what we want. So we're driving it really, really hard, and it should not theoretically clip. So it was clipping all over the place. So there you go. There's an extreme an extreme version of what's going to happen. Okay, so let's just, for the sake of it, let's pull this back to a more sensible point in there, and then let's go to our limiter, and we can seriously now we can set this at, say, about 0.4 or 5, and we should be pretty good to go everywhere, I would think. Now you'll see we're still clipping on the master channel, and we might want to okay, so let's apply, and because of course the DDMFs are audio units, we can happily apply it to every single channel if we wanted to, but we're just going to do the no limits on this one. And this one we'll set at about 0.4, and then what we'll do is we'll pick some of the more kind of, let's have a look ahead a few seconds, we'll pick some of the more sort of action adventure bits and play with the threshold, and so you kind of see what you can do. Now I need to set, if I want that set there, I need to set that way higher than that, don't I? So about there, I think, and I will definitely pull this back a little tiny bit to about there. So we've managed to sort out any peaks and transients and stuff. So this is quite an action and adventure bit. So if I play this part, and then we can have a mess around with the threshold, and you might not hear it so much. I really need to load in something with drums maybe for that, but hey, you know. In fact, that's what we'll do. Let's just mute that channel, and we'll leave that set on the master channel there, and I will just go and import a track that's more kind of drummy, so you get the feel of the and that's like proper loud. You'll get the feel of the track a bit better. Let's go to media, to audio. So we'll just pull that in there, haven't we? Okay, and we'll leave that on mute. In fact, I will pull that channel down completely as well, and I won't put anything onto this. Okay, I'll leave the limiter set where it is. We'll just see what's going on with this, but I'll play this and I'll start to mess around with the what's it. So I will also do is, because I will apply some, I think, the DDMF EQ, because I was never ever happy with the mix for this track. Okay, sorry, where are we? Good if you're still here. Hope you're enjoying it. But this also as well, this EQ is amazing. It's almost impossible to make this sound rubbish. So let's just apply some of that. Straight away. Anyone who's interested, this track is, apart from the drums, is 100% exhale by output. It's a track I did for them to demo the app. Right, here we go. Still no peak, see? And this is where your threshold comes in. Amazing, isn't it? See, it's now acting like a brick wall. You cannot push it past. You will not push it past the limit that the ceiling is set on. No matter what you do with the threshold, you can drive this thing till it starts to destroy itself. And let's do that, shall we? And I'll turn the volume down a bit so you're not. The volume you're hearing, not the volumes of this, sort of the mix of volumes here. So it's already starting to distort inside itself, but it's not pushing past the limits of your mastering. And if you drive that down and send it to a master engineer, that allows them to still work with the track. But you know, you wouldn't want to send this, but here we go. I'm just doing extremes. See it bricking. There you go. I mean, you know, you don't. I mean, you really don't want to be doing that kind of stuff. You know, keep your thresholds set sensibly. Unless, of course, that kind of super squashed effect is what you want in a mix. I mean, it's good for, like I said, limiters are great for individual instruments because you can like, for guitar solos, for instance, squeezing guitar solos really hard. It gives them a really nice sound. Steve Vai is just a master at compression and limiting his guitars, and he just squashes the living daylights out of them, you know what I mean? Anyway, there you go, guys. There was a quick blast with I've lowered all my limits now, haven't I? So no, on that one, no. There you go. Okay, so I'll put links in for the 614040 EQ, the DDMF, which is based on an EQ. It's very difficult to make this EQ sound bad. It's very... One thing I did want to mention is transparency. When people talk about transparency, basically what that means is when you're playing the track, let me hear. You're obviously going to hear it now because I've made adjustments, but you turn that up a bit. That sounds quite dull and unexciting now, doesn't it? It means that the more transparent the effect is, for mastering, the better it is, because we don't want the actual effect to colour the sound much at all, and unless you're going for a particular effect, like certain things, like people loved the Neve, the hardware version of this, because it had a certain feel, but it was very transparent until you started to tweak the controls slightly. Anyway, like I said, I'm no mastering engineer, you know. I'm just a bloke, you know, just a geezer. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you find this interesting and yeah, and useful for your stuff. The main look at the DDF No Limits. It's just it's fabulous, and we're going to do the New York compressor as well, the MIC compressor. And also the the reverb as well, which it wouldn't, you could use it on a mix, but you know, would you? I don't know. You might do. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a patron, and I will see you guys later.